close-up look at all your Concho Valley High School football. This is Inside the Game. Sponsored by Mitchell Automotive Group.
Well, howdy and happy Friday, everyone, and welcome to Week 8 of KSAN's Inside the Game, where we take you inside the games here on the Concho Valley. I'm your host, Griff McClellan. District plays in full swing, meaning we've got a stacked lineup tonight of all your favorites, scores, and highlights. So without further ado, let's dive right in, starting with Class 6A and, of course, the Center Bobcats. The Center Bobcats face longtime rival Odessa Permian on the road. Panthers won by 2 last year in a thriller. Let's see how this one turned out. Panthers beat the Bobcats each of the last 10 matchups of the Bobcats. The last one coming in 2013. Now, could that change tonight? Bobcats possession first. It's a handoff. And then that finds a little space, throws a stiff arm. It is out near the Permian 30 now. Central's at the 10. Micah Smith goes to pass, but Malachi Mendoza jumps the route, and we will speed that one as he takes it 90 yards to the house. Mojo strikes first at 7-0. And soon driver Central Smith back to pass again. This time he hits Colton Hill for that 14-yard score to tie the game. Middle of the second quarter now, it's Johnson who punches in from fourth and goal. Central now leads 14-7. Then on the first play after the Bobcats kickoff, Jacob Garcia launches one to KSAN Navarrete, and he's there for it and takes the distance. We're not up at 14. This one will continue to be back and forth as Smith hits Jimmy Edwards over the middle in stride, and Edwards snags it with one hand. This one will go into halftime, tied at 21. And at last check, those Central trails 28-24 late, and a pretty close one coming down to the wire in the fourth quarter. And San Angelo TLCA back on its home field, still looking for that elusive first win in 2 seasons, hosting the Clyde Bulldogs. First quarter, Clyde's first possession. Quarterback Devin Wright connects with Kyler Daly for a touchdown strike down the right sideline. 7-0 Bulldogs. Later in the first quarter, Devin Wright says, "I'll take care of this myself." He runs for a 10-yard touchdown on a keeper. 14-0 Bulldogs. Still open in quarter. TLCA trying to make something happen. Quarterback Jonah Munoz completes a pass to Chris Rangel, who gets bottled up. Eagles possession again later in the first quarter. Pass intended for Justin Reynolds with Clyde's Landon Deal and Hunter DeMatteis defending. We're still in the first quarter, folks. Clyde quarterback Devin Wright finds Landon Deal for a long touchdown strike to stretch the Bulldogs lead to 21-0 as things really start to get out of hand for the home team at Lakeview Stadium. Time running down in the opening quarter in this district matchup. TLCA quarterback Jonah Munoz gets intercepted this time by Hunter DeMatteis, who takes it to the house for a pick 6. That makes it 28-0 Clyde with less than 2 minutes to go in the first half. And it's unfortunately another day at the office for TLCA, dropping this one 62-14 in the final. The number 2 ranked Wall Hawks look to become road warriors for the 5th time this season and first time versus the district opponent, Kahoma. Opening drive, Lyndon York surveys the field, can't find anything, does himself racing along the sideline. York lowers his shoulder for the first score of the game, 7-0 visitors. Third down for the Bulldogs on their opening drive next, and it gets erased with the sack here. Hawks march down the field, and Brady Neal's going to get the handoff on this next possession and just keep it going for Wall. They make it 14-0 here. Visitors on the verge, dominating early. Hawks continue to pour it on. York finds Reed Robertson on this next play, and there is no catching Robertson. Watch this in the open field. Hawks remain perfect, beating Kahoma by a shutout win tonight. Absolutely nowhere near close. 58-0 the final. The Brady Bulldogs hosting the Eastland Mavericks. These teams had very different results in their district openers 1 week ago, with Brady knocking out Dublin 62-13 and Eastland staying winless with a 28-6 loss to Clifton. This time around, it's the Brady Bulldogs again who emerged victorious in even larger fashion, improving to 2-0 in district play with a commanding 70-31 win. Grape Creek back in San Angelo for its district home opener, welcoming Stanton to town, trying to claim their first district win of 2025. Second Eagle drive of the game, first quarter, direct snap to Darrell West. Keep your eyes on him. Bounces outside, makes a man miss, finds space. West scores his first touchdown of the night, and the Eagles go up 7-0. Second quarter action, direct snap again, Wildcat formation. West has patience, makes a man touch the turf, makes him go down. Another cut, and it's a foot race to the outside. West with his second score here. Eagles up now 2 scores, 14-0. The home crowd loving it. Mid-play action on this next play. Briley Woods goes crossbody to who else? West, like I said, he's going to make another miss. 3 scores in the first half for that man right there for a Grape Creek 22-0 lead. And Grape Creek just completely runs away with this one tonight. Final score, 52-14. The Eagles get their 4th win in the last 5 games. And, of course, we're now going to send it over to Brian Cunningham, who is live at Grape Creek's Eagles Stadium for some updated post-game insight. Brian, take it away.
Good evening, I'm Brian Cunningham, and once again we are live from, this time, a quiet Eagle Stadium as high school football week 8 has just wrapped up. It is the second week of district play for the Grape Creek Eagles, and they entered this 0-1, and they get their first district win of the season. 52-14 was the final score against the Stanton Buffaloes. Grape Creek also snapping a 5-game losing streak to Stanton. And how do they do it? Well, of course, 3 first-half touchdowns for Darrell West, 2 more scores in the second half, 5 total on the day. A fantastic game for him. But then Sire Garcia threw his name in the hat. The veteran leader gets 1 more touchdown, and then we have Brayley Woods, the quarterback. 2 more scores for him, 1 through air, 1 through land. It was a dominant game, and I spoke to head coach Tanner Teal at the end of the game, and he said this was a must-win game. All 3 phases dominated. It was a great win, and it's the win that you need to have when next week you have the Wall Hawks, who you are traveling to, who just won 58-0 tonight to move to 2-0 in district play, undefeated on the season. So again, this was one of those wins for Coach and the Eagles. It's going to be short-lived. They're already looking forward to next week. 52-14 was your final score as we wrap up everything down here and send it back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Brian. Hope you enjoyed that one. Time to call our first time out, but don't go anywhere because coming up next, we've got all Class 2A scores and highlights, so stay with us. Inside the Game returns after this break. All right, folks, welcome back to KSAN's Inside the Game Week 8 District Edition. As promised, let's dive right into some Class 2A scores and highlights, starting with the Cristobal Cougars. Cristobal back at Jack Party Stadium. It's home for the first time in nearly a month, hosting Reagan County. The fans excited for this one. First quarter, 2:40 to go. Cougars ball in the road zone, down 14-0 early on. But Hayden Davis changes that. He fights off tacklers and scores, standing up, putting Cristobal on the board. And the Cougars let go for 2, and they convert at 14-8 now. And second quarter, 8:31 to go. Cougars trying to claw their way back into this one. And how about the fake from Ty DeBusk? What a play call to tie the game 14-all. But once again, keep your eyes on special teams. Ensuing PAT try fumbles the snap, and it gets picked up by the Owls, and they're going to run it back all the way for 2. Not every day you get to see that. So a bit of an odd score in this one near halftime, but this just in, the Cougars hold on, taking this one by a final score of 30-24. 6th-ranked Ozona and Sonora meeting this historic and compelling all-Concho Valley District matchup. These rivals collide for the 10th straight season, but beyond that have history dating back to 1920, 105 years strong. Sonora held the all-time series lead at 59-35-4 coming into tonight, but more in tonight's game. Ozona gets it done again, continuing to torch opponents and light up the scoreboard. Final score 57-12. The Lions shut out the Broncos in the second half, outscoring them 29-0. Mason back at its iconic Puncher Dome tonight, hosting the Harper Longhorns. Mason has bounced back nicely after a 1-3 start in non-district play, pulling off back-to-back shutout wins, first over Cristobal and more recently Thorndale last week. Tonight, Mason does it again, just barely short of a shutout, improves to 4-3 overall, but more importantly 2-0 in district with the 54-7 win over the Longhorns. El Dorado on the road versus Sterling City in this clash of Eagles. Who would emerge victorious tonight? The answer would be El Dorado. El Dorado came off a thrilling double-digit comeback win in its district opener last week against Ira Ann, now improved to 2-0 with the 20-14 win tonight. And a few more Class 2A recaps to go. The Miles Bulldogs hosting Cross Plains in this 7-2A D2 matchup. The Bulldogs 12-10 all-time versus Cross Plains. Miles looking for that first district win this year. Miles strikes first, though. Ryder punches it in the close score. Miles on the board first, 8-0. Cross Plains answers right back. Tyler McCaskey giving a lesson in broken tackles there, rumbling all the way for the tying score, 8-7 actually, after the 2-point try. So visitors ahead now. Cross Plains' Kyle Schumann extends the Buffaloes' lead with this long score here. 14-8 lead for the Buffaloes here in the second. And just before half, Miles gives up another. We'll roll out left to extend the lead to 20-8 in the first half. And the final score in this one, it's all Buffaloes rest of the way, 38-14. And to close Class 2A, you can say Junction officially kicked off district tonight after its technical win by forfeit 1 week prior due to Centerpoint not having enough players. But tonight, 5th-ranked Junction picks up right where it left off after a 2-week hiatus, not showing any sort of rust whatsoever, cruising 58-13 with a 45-point win. And it's now time to call our second time out, but don't go away because coming up next, we'll have all 6-man scores and highlights. Stay tuned. Inside the Game returns after this quick break. Welcome back to KSAN's Inside the Game Week 8 District Edition. Without further ado, let's resume coverage with all things 6-man, starting in Verabest, where the upstart Falcons collide with the mighty Water Valley Wildcats. Number 2 Water Valley coming off its bye week, ready for its district opener visiting Verabest, who is 1-0 in district after a 50-point win 1 week ago. First quarter we go. Get ready for a scoring avalanche, folks. Branson Lacey gets the Wildcats on the board first, right away with this touchdown run. He's wide open, 8-0 visitors. And next Water Valley drive, first play, 1 and done. Landon Lacey with the play-action pass finds Branson again, evading tacklers down the sideline. He's in for another Wildcat touchdown, 16-0. And another one-and-done drive, that is, for the Wildcats. First play, boom. Lacey to Lacey again, makes a diving catch at the goal line. What a play. Top 10 highlight reel, if you ask me. The route is on, 24-0. The very best Falcons trying to find a spark, but it's just not there. Fumble there on the exchange handoff. Wildcats dive on it, setting themselves up with great field position once again, leading to this. How about a third touchdown on three straight plays? Boston Weeze runs it in this time. Nobody's going to catch him. Water Valley seizing control this one early, en route to another dominant win, 46-0 in the final. The Wildcats pounce again to stay undefeated. Paint Rock looking to snap a 3-game losing skid, taking on a big task versus number 5 Robert Lee at Griffith Stadium. First score of the game belongs to the Steers. Brenner Sherwood has it, looks deep, tosses it casually to a wide open man downfield. That's Nate Samaniago, 8-0 home team. Get ready for more Brenner Sherwood highlights. And here he goes. He takes off, nobody near him, and he's going to score again. 16-0, piling it on. And 2 possessions later, Brenner does it again, adds another rushing touchdown here. Several Paint Rock Indians try to bring him down near the end at the goal line, but they stand no chance. Sherwood just plows his way across for the score. And to close the first half, Josh Carquez adds another to just pour it on even more. Final score, 54-0, Robert Lee easily cruises. Menard has entered the chat, cracking the top 10 this week, now ranked 9th in the state after pulling off 3 straight shutout victories. Tonight, it's no shutout. In fact, quite the opposite. This one was tied at 40 at one point, but the Yellow Jackets emerge in the end, getting it done on the road again, this time in Medina, 62-40. The Eden Bulldogs coming off their bye week, ready to bark in their district opener at Leakey, marking just the 12th all-time meeting between the schools. But tonight, the Eagles stunned the Bulldogs, defending their home field at Eagle Stadium on the cusp of a win, ahead 68-33 at last check. And finally, to close 6-man Blackwell, the Hornets had a golden opportunity in front of them, facing the winless Lorraine Bulldogs, and they were capitalizing at last check ahead, 67-52. The Hornets seek their second straight win after a brutal 0-5 start, hoping to improve its district record to 2-0. The Hornets' quest for another remarkable season turnaround like last year looks like it'll continue. Time to call our third and final timeout, so don't go away just yet. When we return, we'll have tonight's trivia question, Week 8 headlines, and we'll look ahead to Week 9. Plus, we highlight a Concho Valley athlete having an unreal season. Stay with us. Inside the Game will be back after this. Welcome back to KSAN's Inside the Game Week 8 edition. Before we get into trivia and all of tonight's headlines, as usual, there is one Concho Valley athlete to keep your eyes on this season who looks to make history. Let's check it out. That player is none other than Ozona running back Christian Villarreal. If you haven't heard of him, here is why you need to keep an eye on him. Entering tonight, so as of Week 7, keep in mind, he has 2,068 rushing yards, 29 rushing touchdowns, 225 receiving yards as well, including a 99-yard touchdown catch earlier this season. Those stats combined with 14 passing yards. I mean, seriously, what can't this guy do on the field? Totaling over 2,300 yards of offense. Additionally, he has 69 kickoff return yards on special teams. And again, keep in mind, this is as of Week 7 entering tonight. Also through just 6 games, only one of which he played in all 4 quarters. So imagine if he plays a full game, what he's capable of there. Additionally, he's only had 1 game with more than 20 carries, too. We'll obviously have updated stats later, including his, I'm pretty sure, safe to say, his dominant performance at Sonora tonight, given that Arizona won by 45. But more to history. Keep your eyes on the Texas single-season rushing record, 4,045 yards set by Kenneth Hall of Sugar Land in 1953 in just 12 games. To this day, Hall stands alone, holding the only 4,000-plus rushing season in state history, but Villarreal looks to potentially chase it and maybe break it. And now, of course, with football season comes our annual Concho Valley High School Football Trivia Challenge. To enter the sweepstakes, simply visit our website, ConchoValleyHomepage.com. Click the contest tab above and submit your answers each week for your chance to win the grand prize, a $100 HEB gift card. Weekly winners are announced every Sunday night, each of whom receive an automatic bid for the final drawing. The grand prize winner will be announced at the end of the season in mid-November, the date to be determined. And looking at tonight's trivia question, before current coach Jason Wilhelm took over in 2020, who was the Miles Bulldogs head coach for 2 seasons prior between 2018 and 2019? Was it Charles Brown, Charles Bowles, Charles Bryce, or Charles Barkley? Once again, remember to visit our website to submit your answer. And of course, now to some Week 8 headlines in case you're just now joining us. Central finds itself at last check in a close one with longtime rival Odessa Permian. Can't wait to see how that one went down. Central trails 28-24 at last check, deep into the 4th quarter. Next on the list, second-ranked Wall absolutely just demolishes, crushes, whatever you want to say. Coma on the road, blanking the Bulldogs 58-0. Grape Creek takes care of business against Stanton 52-14 for the Eagles' 4th win in their last 5 games and first district win of the season. Cristobal defeats Reagan County 30-24 in its first home game in 4 weeks to send the local Cougar fans home happy. And 6th-ranked Ozona blasts Sonora with a massive 45-point win. Now, in case you're Wondering what to watch for in Week 9? Here you go. Central returns to San Angelo Stadium facing district foe Midland. Lakeview returns from its bye week to open district play on the road at Pecos. Number 2 will host Grape Creek in its final home game of the season. Brady travels to Early, and Cristobal heads to Forsan. But wait, there's more. Absolutely there is. Yes. 6th-ranked Ozona hosts winless Colorado City. Sonora heads to Reagan County. Mason goes to Holland. 5th-ranked Junction plays its first official home district game of the season versus D'Hanis. And the game of the week, get ready for this, a clash of top 5 opponents. Mark your calendars, folks. Number 5 Rubber League clashes with number 2 Water Valley. This easily marks the biggest test of the season yet for both great squads, and all goes down to the wire in Week 9. That's unfortunately all the time we have for Inside the Game, but thanks for joining us as always, and don't forget to tune in next week. Until then, have a good night, Concho Valley.
Catering for Friday night football staff is provided by Chick-fil-A. Inside the Game is sponsored by Mitchell Automotive Group.